All right, and welcome back. We are still in round one here of Modern Mondays. Um, our backup match is appears to be Blue Red Underworld Breach. I'm not 100% sure what this deck is. Like a tempo build, I guess. And on the left we have Jeskai control. And it looks like our blue-red player is pretty far ahead on board at this point. As our Jeskai control player seems to be a bit choked on mana. I think this is an end of turn Memory Deluge, which is kind of like a dig through time. Perfect. Alright, Joseph did find a fifth land drop here. Ragavan with dash. Gotta love to see it.
All right. I love those cryptic commands. When you have a card that has 4 modes that a lot of newer players haven't seen, it's always great to cast that as a full art textless promo. We got mode of counter draw here on that Dash Ragavan.
Michael deciding how they want to respond here. Just gonna let it go.
And active Emery is never feels good. But it does look like Joseph has a copy of Rest in Peace in the hand. But we're going for it right now. We're casting Breach on Michael's side and milling fetch land.
Oh, the person on the left is actually on Jeskai Lotus Field. That's my bad. I didn't notice the blood
Okay,
sun.
we're gonna ask them to pause. I gotta go fix something.
Okay. Oops. Wrong mana spent to cast something.
Yeah, it ended up not mattering because another spell was cast, but yeah.
All right. All right.
All right, I missed a little bit there from running out, but
Looks like casting a bunch of stuff off Underworld Breach here. Joseph's tapped out. Yeah, and that's going to be it. Looks like Michael's just going to win somehow.
this blue red. There's a couple different win conditions depending on what the build is, but usually we're casting. You're gonna cast a Merfolk. Go mill through your whole deck and cast a Merfolk and win the game.
Oh, the Thassa's Oracle. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Joseph was tapped out, so just saw the writing on the wall, it looks like.
Yeah, and I really like I like the blue red breach deck because it's playing around that core of just Darcy plus Ragavan removal spells. Like that is sometimes just like good enough to that wins a lot of games on its own. Underworld Breach can sometimes just be a value play, or get you like maybe Unholy Heat a couple times. but then it has this like combo finish without having to have a ton of different combo pieces in the deck.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like Michael was down a game, so now we're tied 1-1.
Yeah. I didn't see a Lotus Field in the Jeskai deck when Joseph was going through it. Somebody in chat had mentioned that it was Jeskai Lotus Field, but I didn't see that. I thought it was just Jeskai Control. Kinda.
Yeah, I'm seeing a Chalice, seeing Fire Ices. Usually, yeah, it's hard to say.
Teferi.
Yeah, usually you're not going to play if that's 5 Teferi. That's in the Lotus control decks. But if it's 3 Teferi, it would just be straight up Jeskai control.
Oh, so 5 Teferi is in there. So I guess it. I just didn't see a Lotus Field. It was.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing these Lotus control decks, you really don't you don't want to play multicolored 3 mana cards, because if you're doing your thing, you're going to end up with chunks of like 3 of the same color mana.
I see.
But it looks like both players taking a mulligan here. Yeah, I have thoughts and feelings on the Jeskai deck, as like control is one of my favorite styles of decks to play in Modern. I play a lot of Jeskai. I feel like it's kind of the go over the top variant, but you can fall behind and stumble in your early game because you don't have great. You have the elementals as removal, but you don't have great 1 mana removal in the deck. And you're dependent on some synergies to really go over the top of like Blood Sun plus Lotus Field.
All right, and Sacred Foundry into a Chalice on 0 to take us off.
And the mana can be pretty awkward as well. You play for playing Cryptic Commands. You play a lot of lands that don't make blue.
That does seem like it would get awkward pretty fast, but. I'm just looking at this Chalice on 0 and imagining how much work it does. It shuts off the baubles, the ambers. It seems pretty good.
Yeah, it shuts off the combo. It looks like we have
Rest in Peace.
Yeah, that's a good mulligan.
That is, yeah. These are the cards you want to see. I feel like in this matchup.
It's like Rest in Peace. We got a Fire and Ice. See what else we've got in the hand.
I think that's a Memory Deluge far left. All right,
We're
looks like just
not casting the Rest in Peace.
Just passing here. Interesting. I guess we're just gonna fire the Darcy, probably.
And
Michael deciding how they want to proceed.
I think there's a Saga there. There's a Ragavan.
Expressive Iteration, Basic Mountain, Emery, and I can't tell what that last red card is, but maybe an Underworld Breach. Yeah, it's a Breach.
All right, coming in for 1.
Still no fire.
Just the combo of like Urza Saga plus Darcy plus Ragavan plus combo is cool. You are fairly graveyard centric though, but Saga still makes artifact tokens. But having the Chalice out to
that's why we waited.
Yeah, it looks like Joseph's patience really paid off there. It rarely happens, but getting 2 cards off of a Fire Ice is just warms the cockles of my heart.
Oh, Joseph looking to be fairly in the driver's seat, but Michael does get to make some Saga tokens coming up. I wonder how that's going to affect things here.
All right, it looks like Joseph kept on the strength of sideboard cards with the Chalice on 0 and the Rest in Peace plus removal, but we're stuck on land, and this is sort of where I was pointing out that this Lotus Field deck has some real awkward mana sometimes because you're playing like triple blue spells, and there's like a lot of lands that don't make white don't make blue.
We just haven't. We just haven't seen a blue land. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and we're on like Force of Negation, Cryptic Command, Memory Deluge. So
these constructs about to be very real here, as far as the threat goes.
Surprising to see the Springleaf Drum. Maybe I haven't looked at a Breach deck list, but I assume that they're playing Shadow Spear. But
yeah,
I mean the drum definitely grows. You know, any artifact's going to grow the constructs, but. Like
I guess it's probably because of that Pithy Needle there, right? Because one of the constructs is summoning 6, so might as well just grow it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Unless this is a different play entirely, which is fine too, I guess.
I feel like Michael's debating on Emery or Pithing Needle, but I think we're going to get aggressive with these construct tokens. And what do we name?
That is a good question. Shoot. I'll go get the name.
Oh, no, I'm going to figure it out. I can hear him, but I'm going to pump up the volume here to see what we name. I think we're still thinking. It's on the stack right now, so we haven't named anything. I think Joseph contemplating using his Force of Negation. Is it worth it? You have these blue cards riding in your hand, but Joseph also has a Blood Sun, so that's like one card away of enabling if you draw a Lotus Field. So really interesting decision point.
Looks like they did name something. I don't know what.
Yeah, missed what it was named. And we got a second rest in peace here.
All right. Expressive Iteration. Get some cards. And Michael does have another Saga in hand, so things are heating up.
I mean, that's just why this deck is just so, I don't know, like, I love it because, like, you're pressuring from so many different ways. You've got, like, the combo thing, the Ragavan thing, the Saga thing. Yeah. Very strong deck, fun to play, just deciding when you're pivoting, which angle that you're attacking with is really fun. Yeah, and also entertaining to watch, too.
Yeah. And Engineer Explosives coming off the Expressive Iteration for colorless, so no Sunburst means no counters.
That's a neat play there, too, where you get around the Chalice on 0, but yet you can blow up the Chalice on 0.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see it blow up anytime soon as long as these constructs are still in play, but if it comes down to it.
I mean, honestly, I feel like Michael just might be playing it to get another artifact in play to just grow the constructs. Yeah. So.
That's 10 damage right there. Joseph's at 5. This is pretty much it. Oh man, and that's game. Just Saga winning on its own. Classic.
Yeah. Yeah, classic, like, draw all your sideboard cards. Keep a hand that it's like, I'm sure I mean, that's a judgment call, and then, you know, Magic is a game of variance, so, you know, you can't always be results oriented, but just like, I feel like that's a classic control conundrum where, like, you have a hand that has, like, really good sideboard cards, but that you're missing something. Like Joseph was missing colored lands in general, but have a couple turns to draw them, and then just not drawing any lands, and especially not being able to cast blue spells was kind of locks you out of the game when your opponent can just, like, generate advantage by lands. So pretty cool. Yeah, that was our second match in round number 1 here. We played 4 rounds. We're at Guardian Games in Portland, Oregon. We're here every Monday at 7 o'clock Pacific time. By we, I mean Portland Paper. And tonight it is Travis Cooper, which is me, and I'm hanging out with...
Curran Delahanty.
And yeah, we're going to bring you round 2 here. I think our clock's a little behind, so they're at about like 2 minutes on the round clock. So probably in 5 minutes or so, we'll be back with our round 2 of 4, and we'll leave you all with some jams. And see you soon.